While you realize he was deceiving up cash, she's in the front seat of my Rolls-Royce Ferrari. And you realize I mean. As a matter of fact, and that is the reason I'm going into season 11. Furthermore, he's changing spoils presently. I'm having migraines, my hepatitis, Jack, I can't rest right. And that isn't what should happen when you are in hellfire in nature's substance, Kevin Tracker, is to understated the obvious, not having a great time thanks to the quick and savage hand of karma, the once rich and strong figure, is currently in the pit of wretchedness subsequent to being left by his accomplice and child mom, Sharina Hudson. He is encircled by monetary pulverization and unimaginable obligation. What a horrible chain of mishaps. Basically, we can breathe easy. In light of the way that Kevin's situation makes for an incredible yarn, Wendy Williams should appreciate life to the fullest as she sits back with some tea and chuckles her direction to the bank as she watches her exes squirm miserably in him separated and jobless. Now envision Kevin, who was beforehand a well-off player, is currently battling to get by his reserve funds, have vanished like a raisin in the sun, and his fantasies have been stomped all over like a grape. You might be considering the way that this happened. So we should research the convoluted trap of Kevin's connections and the questionable choices he's made in his life. Kevin's issue with Sharina started in 2007 when he was still legitimately hitched to Wendy Williams. What a hazardous game it would be. Kevin, anyway, didn't stop at cutting off the promises of virtue. He even ventured to such an extreme as to take from Wendy's retirement fund to help Sharina's sumptuous way of life. This individual obviously missed the mark on feeling of conventionality. He accepted that by sending Sharina to a back rub treatment school, he could assist her become a family with naming in the spa business. Shockingly, that plan fell through. Sharina quickly abandoned her fantasies about turning into a back rub specialist and continued on toward better things. Kevin, however, was not one to be hindered by misfortune. As a matter of fact, he was able to gamble with bombing organizations, assuming that it implied keeping Sharina surrounded by extravagance and comfort. He opened up a shop selling garments and gems on the web under the name Vish, yet it failed spectacularly quicker than a phony Gucci purse. Kevin, then again, was not a loser, so he set off to mentor Sharina toward her land permit. Could you at any point think about what happened like an unwatchable reality program? That system similarly burnt out. Kevin was not prevented by his past disappointments, and on second thought attempted another procedure. It was his fifth bombed business try for Sharina, and he chose to get on board with vegetarian. Significantly more unexpectedly, he got her a sumptuous home in a similar neighborhood. He and Wendy officially involved express off kilter. With me in the event that you dare, you could think about how Kevin found the cash for all his bombed undertakings. We should say that his prospective ex Wendy assisted him out a bit, in spite of Kevin's prosperity, as a maker on the Wendy Williams, with showing his and Serena's luxurious residing requests were far over their means. So Wendy was a significant wellspring of monetary strength for him. That is the meaning of betraying the one who provides everything for you. Things anyway start to get energizing now. Wendy realized about Kevin's issue favor her heart, yet she had one straightforward rule: no children from outside Oak. So what, Kevin couldn't help himself, and he and Sharina wound up having a kid. Wendy's heart penniless into 1,000 pieces. And the separation was a characteristic outcome, the consequence of their partition. Unquestionably accommodated a few energizing scenes. After the separation, Kevin proposed to Sharina with a ridiculously expensive ring that cost a staggering $80,000. Is the current word over compensation. Sharina, ever the consideration, posted an image of herself wearing the ring via web-based entertainment to demonstrate she was not kidding about material achievement. The genuine kicker, however, was a condition Wendy had skillfully embedded into the provision arrangement. She wouldn't owe Paradise any cash in the event that she at any point quit the Wendy Williams show, if under any circumstance the offended party's agreement with Takwo isn't reestablished. or potentially is generally suspended, dropped, or ended, and the offended party has no other network show being circulated, and paying her a comparable compensation, the litigant comprehends and concurs that all severance installment will be likely to one or the other end or adjustment the proviso read. And wouldn't you realize it, Wendy's medical issues deteriorated, the show got dropped, and the divorce settlement installment halted. Poof, promptly Kevin's just kind of revenue dissipated after the scratch-off of the Wendy Williams show. Tracker is not generally qualified for provision installments as expressed by Williams' lawyer on October 15th of 2021. Offended party was educated by Takwu that her agreement was being suspended and that no pay will build or be payable to the offended party for the length of the offended party's incapacity and insufficiency. Composed Wendy's lawyer, the legal advisor, wrapped up by saying that Williams hasn't brought in any cash since October of 2021 and that she doesn't have one more show in progress or a comparable compensation. Kevin, baffled and furious, detonated at Wendy and her group in the meeting. He let them in on about his poor monetary conditions and guaranteed that he was being kept his due reward, something from getting someone acting over the top, hypocritical. Second, yet hello, all in all, you should put it all out there, right? Kevin's life had clearly gotten ugly when the residue settled bills and visa commitments stacked up, and he fell behind. The man's funds were like sand trap, and he was unable to see an exit plan. Kevin then proceeded to give an assertion on the type of his funds, which read as follows: I have fallen behind on a large portion of my bills. I as of now live locally that expects installments to the mortgage holder affiliation, and I'm behind on that bill. In the event that the property holder's affiliation expenses are not paid, dispossession will before long follow. He proceeded with my vehicle protection hasn't been paid because of not getting month-to-month severance installments. I'm behind on MasterCard installments. Since I have no cash since the severance installments were suspended, my life has been enormously impacted since the offended party quit pursuing installments under our repayment arrangement. The way that I can't support my life and cover my bills altogether is very new to me. I can't take care of my bills and support my everyday residing. To add insult to the injury, word spread that Sharina had parted ways with Kevin and deserted him. Coming up next is a selection from a visually impaired thing that began advancing through the grapevine. All through this, I'm all consultation that Eric's Southern Kevin and Sharina are as of now not together. And you know what that is very much. Come on, now the cash going. What the cash will happen? The cash is headed off to someplace out there. The unskilled moderator is enjoying an incredible chuckle. Her sequential tricking, sequential taking ex said a final farewell to his paramour. She was spending a lot of his badly gotten gains. That Serena's preference for the better things in life had drained Kevin's unlawfully acquired fortune was indicated in this charming visually impaired thing, which probably assumed a part in her choice to end their bound sentiment. Gracious, how flavorful is fitting retribution. In the meantime, allies are thrilled that Kevin is being dealt with decently. Karma could never have come harder for Kelvin. Wendy is totally responsible for this, one fan remarked. Another irate fan added, I'm so tired of this developed kid. Since he's not a man, go find a new line of work and quit crying over another person's cash. Sheesh, a third fan told in, saying Kevin merits all that he is getting for doing Wendy Williams so off face. I can hardly hold on until every other person that treated her terribly gets their karma, particularly individuals that run the Wendy Williams show and individuals that are holding Wendy Williams cash. And a fourth fan added, Kevin has been known since the day that he initially met that lady quite a while back that the main explanation she even had a say in him is a result of the way of life. With Wendy's cash, he has had the option to accommodate her. He realized she was a gold digger. Farewell. No love lost, Kevin. Regardless, there it is. People. Kevin Tracker's story fills in as a wake-up call, a hiss about a man cake, and ate it too. Kevin's life self-destructive like a feebly built place of cards because of his treachery and unfortunate cash. the board what circumvents comes around. So essentially, there's that Kevin figured out the most difficult way possible that karma can be a genuine dereference bullet refer to we can ask that he can get the bits of his life. And in the end, handle the significance of reliability and financial obligation. We'll be standing by without complaining for the following episode of this phenomenal story of fall in distress while we have our tea. And that is all there is to it from us today. Until next time, thank you for observing.